Evil, no matter how much we strive to define or understand it, remains an elusive and vague concept. In Stoic philosophy, we are encouraged to grasp the nature of humanity and face all things with calmness and resolve. However, when it comes to evil, its recognition is often clearer than any definition. Evil does not need to be explicitly revealed through words or actions, for its cruelty and harm often manifest on their own. Evil is something that will be felt from the very first encounter, a presence that reaches beyond intellectual analysis. It's a feeling that strikes at the core of our being before the mind even has the chance to fully comprehend it. What is even more unsettling is that evil can arise from the most unexpected places. It does not lurk only in unfamiliar shadows or hide in dark corners. It can be found even in spaces we consider sacred and safe. It exists in places we hold dear, our homes, schools, and places of worship, even among our closest friends. Evil does not discriminate by location or circumstance. It can manifest in relationships we deem trustworthy, and this realization is both heartbreaking and disillusioning. It shatters the comforting illusion that safety exists only in familiar spaces, for evil may exist even in the hearts of those we love and trust most. The nature of evil is often concealed by a seemingly normal exterior. It wears a mask of normalcy, which makes it almost impossible to detect until it is too late. Understanding evil is no simple task. It is not something that can be clearly defined in a few words like immoral or cruel, as these concepts mean different things to different people. Yet once you've encountered it, you will know it. Evil has a way of making itself known the moment you come into contact with it. And what is even more terrifying is that when evil knows you have recognized it, it will react in characteristic ways, seeking to shield its true nature from your understanding. When evil becomes aware that you have uncovered its true nature, instead of facing the truth or admitting its wrongs, it will immediately begin to manipulate your perception of it. It understands the power of reputation and social perception. Evil thrives on these factors to continue influencing others without being exposed. Rather than withdrawing or accepting the consequences of their actions, they will attempt to rewrite their own narrative. They will approach you with a new story, one that completely denies the past you have witnessed and twists the facts to make the situation more complex and difficult to grasp. It is like a play in which they take on the role of the misunderstood individual in need of sympathy and forgiveness. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Evil understands that by altering how you think about them, they can control not only how you treat them, but also how you perceive the truth. Their attempt to change their reputation is not an act of genuine transformation, but a tactic to escape accountability and continue their negative influence undetected. In your personal or professional life, you may encounter individuals who are known for their deceit and malice. Yet once they realize you have seen through them, they will try to present themselves in a completely new light, creating a narrative designed to make you question your original judgment. When evil becomes aware that you have seen through its true nature, rather than facing the truth or admitting its wrongdoings, it will immediately begin to alter how you perceive it. They understand the immense power of reputation and social perception. If they can manipulate how you see them, they can continue to control and influence you without being exposed. This strategy not only allows them to evade responsibility, but also provides them with an opportunity to continue their harmful games unchecked. Instead of accepting the reality of their actions, they will approach you with an entirely new story, one that denies everything you have previously known and complicates the truth into a tangled narrative. It becomes like a perfectly staged play in which they act as the misunderstood individual, deserving of sympathy and forgiveness. In truth, this is merely a tactic designed to control your thoughts and emotions. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This means that our thoughts shape the very essence of who we are. Evil individuals understand that by changing how you think about them, they can control not only how you treat them, but also how you perceive the truth itself. Their attempt to alter their reputation is not a genuine transformation of character, but a tactic to whitewash themselves and maintain their manipulative relationship with you. It is a method of evading accountability while creating doubt in your mind. You will begin to question what you once knew, doubting your own perceptions and emotions. A specific example might be found in a friend or coworker. They might have a reputation for being untrustworthy, and when you uncover their harmful actions, instead of facing the truth, they will begin to shift their approach. They may come to you with tales of their past struggles, telling you about how they have changed and are now a completely different person. This is a lie, a thin veil covering their true nature. They do not just seek to protect their image, but to make you feel that you have misunderstood them, causing you to doubt your own judgment. Their objective is not merely to present a new story, but to make you question the reality of what you once knew. When they begin to change their reputation, they are not simply trying to alter how you view them. They are attempting to make you feel that you were wrong in recognizing their true nature in the first place. They want you to feel that you misunderstood them, that perhaps your perception of them was flawed. This new story, this new reputation, is a sophisticated strategy to confuse you, to make you question everything you once believed. This is the moment when your ability to judge clearly begins to erode, and you might fall into their trap. This is when you must maintain your clarity and rationality, realizing that this is merely a trick, not a real transformation. Stoic philosophy advises us to remain steadfast, to keep our minds clear and our emotions in check, so that they do not distract us from the truth. When confronted with those attempting to change their reputation, remember that this is not a sign of true change, but a refined effort to conceal their malevolent nature and continue their manipulative game. They do not want you to see the truth, and they will do everything in their power to make you doubt what you have already uncovered about them. Therefore, you must remain vigilant, not allowing your emotions to cloud your judgment. These individuals will never truly change, but you can change how you see and deal with them. The key is not to let them deceive you once again. Sometimes just being in their presence, you will feel something is off, an uneasy sensation creeping in, even though you cannot quite pinpoint what it is. Pay attention to these signals, for they may be the next clue to uncovering the true nature they are trying to hide. This sense of discomfort is not just a random feeling. It is a clear sign that something is wrong, an unexplainable unease that you cannot simply ignore. This feeling is a direct signal that they are attempting to influence you, even if it might not be evident in their actions. And at this moment, it is your inner perception, your gut feeling, that will help you uncover the truth. Remember, when confronting evil, your inner senses are the light that guides you towards the right path. The vibrations we feel from those with malicious intent are a reflection of the negative energy they project. Each of us has an energy field, and when we interact with others, we unconsciously absorb frequencies from them. Those with bad intentions often emit a distinct energy that, when you sense it, causes discomfort. They do not only affect you through their outward actions, but also through your emotional and mental state. Once they realize you've seen through their toxic behavior, they begin to act strangely, and your feelings towards them will shift, becoming more uncomfortable, as though something calculated lies beneath their actions. This discomfort is not merely a feeling of insecurity, but a sign that they are trying to create an uncomfortable space where you feel threatened or controlled. They may begin to invade your privacy, asking unnecessary questions, or excessively monitoring your behavior. These actions are not coincidental, but indicate their failure or refusal to respect personal boundaries. When they sense their power is being challenged, they will go to great lengths to regain control, regardless of your feelings. In Stoic philosophy, this can be when you sense these strange vibrations, it is essential not to let these feelings overwhelm you or disrupt your peace of mind. Recognize that their behavior is a defensive reaction born of fear of losing control and being exposed for what they truly are. By maintaining your calm and mindfulness, you will not be drawn into their manipulative schemes. Rather than retaliating or succumbing to pressure, use these feelings as a tool to see through the situation and avoid unnecessary conflicts. Toxic individuals often have no limits in their attempts to control you, but you always have the power to choose how to respond. The key is not to let them invade your life or your mind. Instead of feeling anger or hurt from their actions, view this as an opportunity to free yourself from toxic relationships. Remember the teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Be good and act according to your philosophy, no matter how others treat you. It is your steadiness and wisdom that become your most powerful weapons against such individuals. Stand firm and do not allow their manipulation to affect you. Do not let your kindness be exploited. Focus instead on cultivating healthy, genuine relationships that offer real support and long-term growth. When confronted with strange sensations and negative vibrations from others, remember that these are psychological challenges designed to test your resilience. Toxic individuals will never stop trying to push your limits, but you always have the power to control how you react to them. The key is not to let their negative energy invade your mind, but instead to view it as an opportunity to strengthen your inner fortitude. These signals do not weaken you. They reveal their own weakness. When they realize they cannot manipulate you, they become powerless, and that is when you truly win this game. Rather than feeling weak and seeking validation from them, assert your ability to stand firm and take control of the situation. Do not allow them to create a feeling that you need their approval to feel worthy. When you refuse to be manipulated, you will begin to experience true freedom, free from the need for approval or validation from these individuals. Stoic philosophy teaches us that inner peace and true worth come from within, not from external sources. Once you realize this, you will no longer worry about the opinions of toxic individuals around you. This requires maintaining clarity and not allowing yourself to be deceived by their cunning tactics. Toxic individuals will always try to make you feel weak, convincing you that you cannot succeed without their help. But it is your steadfastness and inner strength that will help you overcome all challenges without letting their words or actions affect you. Remember, in Stoic philosophy, the goal is not to defeat others, but to conquer oneself, to master one's emotions and thoughts in every circumstance. By standing firm and not allowing yourself to be affected by their actions, you will find that you are no longer bound by toxic relationships. When you realize you can stand on your own, you begin to build a life that is not dictated by the actions of others. This will allow you to cultivate true freedom in your mind, and over time you will find that their words and actions no longer harm you. Stoicism teaches us that nothing external can hurt us unless we allow it. A person with a steadfast soul will not let the manipulation of others affect them. Instead, they will remain resolute in their decisions, not letting toxic people shake their belief in themselves. This steadfastness becomes a shield, protecting the soul from deceitful tricks and negative invasions. And as you remain true to your values, you will grow stronger, no longer controlled by those who attempt to manipulate you. Stoic philosophy teaches us to protect our inner peace and stay true to ourselves regardless of external influences. Evil will never stop lying to cover up the lies it has already told. A lie is like a sophisticated web from which the liar cannot escape. Each time a lie is told, another thread is added, gradually creating an intricate structure in which the liar may become trapped. When evil individuals realize that the truth has been exposed, instead of addressing it, they continue to weave new lies, hoping to conceal all traces of the truth. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Evil individuals will always try to defend their lies because they are afraid to face the truth. Evil individuals do not lie only to protect themselves, but also to maintain control over others. They will never admit their wrongdoings. Instead, they deny them and shift the blame onto others. When a lie is uncovered, instead of confronting the truth, they continue to build new lies to cover up their mistakes. They create an endless loop, where each new lie pulls them deeper into a pit of deceit. This behavior not only reflects dishonesty, but also a weak and fearful nature when confronted with the truth. They are willing to betray the trust of others and destroy relationships just to preserve a false image they have built. These individuals do not just lie to protect themselves. They use these lies to manipulate others. They will deceive and twist the truth to make you feel that you were wrong in your perception of them. Each lie is an assault on your confidence. When you stop believing in yourself, when you begin to doubt what you once knew to be true, that is when the evil person has won. And once you start losing in this subtle game, you will feel as though you have lost control of your life. This is when you are most vulnerable to becoming a puppet in their hands. Stoic philosophy teaches us we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control our reactions. When faced with the lies of evil individuals, it is crucial not to let their deceit affect you. The feeling of being deceived and losing trust is a part of life, but we must learn to stand firm and not let it weaken us. Calmness and wisdom are essential in recognizing that lies cannot change the truth, and they cannot diminish our belief in ourselves. One of the ways to resist the manipulation of evil individuals is to remain alert and not get caught up in their game. When you realize that lies are just tools to keep them in control, you will no longer feel fear or helplessness. Remember, evil people can only control you if you allow them to do so. Stand firm in your belief in yourself, for when you know your worth, you will not let their lies obscure your path. Stoic philosophy reminds us that our true strength lies in mastering our reactions and maintaining inner calm, no matter the circumstances. When faced with individuals who attempt to manipulate and control you, it is essential not to get caught in their game. These toxic individuals will never stop trying to make you feel weak and insecure. Their goal is to make you believe that you cannot live without their support, that you cannot make decisions without their approval. But in Stoic philosophy, we are taught that true freedom comes from mastering our own emotions and thoughts. When you learn to be unaffected by these individuals, you will experience true freedom, no longer bound by their control. They may try to manipulate you, but you always have the power to choose how to respond. Instead of getting entangled in their game, remember that you are the one who decides the course of your life. They may create complex situations to make you feel confused and uncertain, but you can always view things from a neutral perspective and stay firm in your convictions. Being steadfast in thought and action will help you avoid getting lost along the way. Stoic philosophy encourages us to keep our minds clear, unaffected by fleeting emotions. When you remain calm and clear-headed, no one can easily manipulate you. One of the strategies that evil individuals use is to make you feel dependent on them, convincing you that you cannot do anything without their help. However, a person who understands Stoic philosophy knows that true happiness does not come from the control of others, but from independence and self-mastery. When you realize that you can overcome challenges on your own, you will no longer fear their manipulation. Remember that dependence on others strips you of true freedom, while mental independence brings you strength and peace. Stoic philosophy teaches that everything that happens in life can be a valuable lesson. Instead of viewing manipulation as an insurmountable challenge, you should see it as an opportunity for personal growth. Each time you overcome someone's attempt to manipulate you, you become stronger and more confident. Always remember that nothing can harm you unless you allow it. Toxic individuals will always try to make you waver, but you can protect yourself by remaining true to your values and belief in yourself. When you understand Stoic philosophy and apply it to your life, you will no longer feel controlled or manipulated. Calmness and self-mastery in your thoughts will help you handle any situation, keeping your inner peace intact. As you become steadfast in your values, no one will be able to change you, and you will always feel free to determine the course of your life. Stoic philosophy teaches us that inner peace is achieved not by controlling the world around us, but by mastering our own thoughts and emotions. When dealing with individuals who seek to manipulate you, it is crucial to maintain your boundaries. These people will always try to intrude on your personal space, creating situations where you feel obligated to comply with their demands. But in Stoic philosophy, we learn that maintaining personal boundaries not only protects our freedom, but also preserves inner peace. They may attempt to persuade you to do this or that, but you always have the right to say no, and that is where your true strength lies. Remember, protecting boundaries is a sign of self-respect and respect for others. Why should you allow anyone to disrupt your life simply because they want to control you? Stoic philosophy teaches that you are the only one who has the right to control yourself, and no one can intrude on your mental freedom unless you allow them. When you begin to establish firm boundaries and uphold your principles, you will realize that you no longer need to worry about the manipulation attempts of others. Living according to your values and not letting anyone change, that will bring you inner freedom and make you stronger than ever before. However, maintaining boundaries does not mean being rigid or lacking compassion. Stoic philosophy advises us to distinguish between standing firm in our principles and responding to others' violations with hostility. Calmness and patience are key virtues in Stoic thought. When confronted with individuals who have malicious intentions, You do not need to respond with anger or resentment, but instead remain composed and patient. Understand that patience is not weakness, but the ability to face challenges without losing your calm. As you begin to maintain these boundaries in your life, you will see that not only are you protecting yourself from manipulation, but you are also helping those around you understand and respect you more. This creates a positive and healthy environment for both yourself and your loved ones. Stoic philosophy teaches that no one can make you feel bad unless you allow them to. When you confidently protect yourself and your values, you will find that your relationships become clearer and healthier. Finally, remember that maintaining boundaries is an essential part of preserving your mental freedom and inner peace. Toxic individuals will always try to influence you, but only if you let them. When you understand your own power and know how to protect the values you cherish, you will no longer feel violated or manipulated. Stoicism teaches us that our inner peace and autonomy come from within, and only we have the power to protect them. When faced with challenges in life, it is important to recognize that we cannot change what is beyond our control, but we can fully control how we respond. Evil individuals will always try to make you feel weak and insecure, leading you to believe that you cannot overcome challenges without their help. However, in Stoic philosophy, you are the only one who can decide how to react to any situation. True strength comes from the ability to master your emotions and stand firm, no matter how others try to influence you. The key to overcoming these challenges is not to let yourself get caught up in negative emotions. Stoicism teaches that no matter what evil individuals may do, we cannot control their actions, but we can fully control how we perceive and respond to them. When you learn to keep your mind clear, unaffected by the negativity of others, you will feel free and stronger than ever. When your soul is calm, nothing can take away your self-mastery. When you refuse to be manipulated by toxic individuals, you will begin to realize that it is your steadfastness and consistency in actions that form the key to building a life of freedom and fulfillment. Stoic philosophy teaches that we cannot control how others behave, but we can control how we respond to them. This realization empowers you to stand strong and refuse to let anyone diminish your sense of self-worth. In life, everyone faces challenges and injustice. However, it is crucial that you always hold on to your values and not let anyone sway your views or emotions. When you know your worth and understand how to protect it, you will not be shaken by negative actions around you. Stoicism teaches us that maintaining our values and principles helps us face any challenge without being harmed. Finally, remember that when you understand Stoic philosophy and apply it in your life, you will no longer be controlled by the manipulation of toxic individuals. These people will not be able to change your essence or disturb your inner peace. Consistency with your values and principles will be your shield, protecting you from all negative influences. When you live with self-control and inner peace, you will not be defeated by anything, and that is true strength. When facing toxic individuals, it is important not to let feelings of helplessness or fear control you. These people will always try to convince you that you are incapable of standing on your own, that you need them to find direction in life. However, Stoic philosophy teaches that it is precisely in difficult moments, when we remain steadfast and unshaken, that we discover our true strength. They may try to manipulate you with sweet words or pretend concern, but you can remain self-reliant and unaffected by these actions. When you realize that you can overcome any challenge on your own, you will feel free and no longer dependent on anyone else. A truly strong person is not someone who never faces challenges, but someone who knows how to face those challenges and overcome them without being defeated. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength comes from facing adversity with a calm mind and an unwavering will. When you learn to remain steadfast and composed, no one can make you feel inadequate or helpless. You will begin to see every challenge as an opportunity for growth, not an obstacle. And when you approach difficulties with this mindset, you will find that they no longer have the power to control you. Toxic individuals will never stop challenging you, but you can choose to face them with calm and reason. You don't need to show force or respond to them with anger. Instead, maintain your self-control in all situations. Stoic philosophy teaches that negative emotions like anger or fear only disrupt our inner peace. Therefore, when dealing with others' manipulation, maintain a clear perspective And don't let emotions dictate your actions. You can face challenges while staying calm and unscathed. One of the key aspects of Stoicism is the ability to master your own emotions. When you learn not to let emotions control you, life becomes much easier. Toxic people will always try to make you waver, but if you keep your mind clear and calm, you will not be controlled by them. Remember, inner peace comes from standing firm in your values and living according to them, not allowing anyone or anything to strip away your inner freedom. When you live by Stoic principles, you will understand that everything that happens in life can become a valuable lesson. You will no longer fear challenges or the toxic individuals around you. Instead, you will see that these difficulties have helped you grow and become stronger. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true power comes from within, from mastering our thoughts and reactions. When you align yourself with your values and remain calm in the face of adversity, you will become unshakable, no longer vulnerable to the manipulation of others. When facing individuals who constantly attempt to manipulate and control you, it is essential to stay grounded in your principles and not get caught in their game. These individuals will employ every tactic to make you feel as if you cannot exist without them, or that you cannot make decisions without their guidance. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that true freedom comes from self-mastery, from the ability to think independently and make decisions based on reason and your own values. When you refuse to be influenced by them, you will find yourself stronger and freer than ever before. Once you realize that manipulation has no place in your life, you will begin to view every situation with greater clarity. Stoicism teaches that everything that happens in life can be an opportunity for growth and learning, even when facing manipulation. Every challenge you overcome will make you stronger, teaching you how to stand firm and protect your mental freedom. Manipulators may try to make you doubt yourself, but you always have the choice to face the challenge with calmness and resolve. The key is to keep your mind clear and not let external manipulation take away your self-control. Stoicism not only teaches us how to confront challenges, but also how to live a life of peace, free from the negative influences of others. When you live with a steady mind and remain calm in all situations, you will realize that no one can take away your freedom or inner peace. Stoic philosophy helps you build strength from within, allowing you to maintain stability and tranquility no matter the difficulties you may face. Master the art of dealing with selfish people with powerful Stoic tactics. Imagine you're standing in line at your local coffee shop. You've been waiting patiently for 10 minutes, and just as you're about to place your order, someone cuts in front of you, completely ignoring your presence. How do you react? Do you confront them angrily? Do you fume in silence? Or is there a better way to handle such situations? Today, we're going to explore an ancient philosophy that offers a powerful approach to dealing with selfish people: Stoicism. But we won't just talk about abstract concepts. Instead, we'll journey back to the Roman Empire, where this philosophy thrived, and see how 3 individuals from different walks of life applied Stoic principles to deal with selfish people they encountered. By the end of this discussion, you'll clearly understand how Stoicism can help you navigate difficult interactions, whether with customers, toxic friends, or manipulative colleagues. So let's step into the sandals of our Roman counterparts and discover the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. Before we meet our Roman friends, let's set the historical context. Stoicism, founded in Athens around 300 BCE by Zeno of Citium, reached its greatest expression in the Roman world. By the time of our story in the 2nd century CE, it had become a dominant philosophical school, influencing everyone from enslaved people to emperors. The Stoics believed that virtue, wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control were the only true good, and that external circumstances, including the actions of others, were ultimately indifferent to our happiness. They taught us to focus on what's within our control, our thoughts and actions, and accept what isn't, such as other people's behavior. 3 Stoic philosophers particularly stand out from this period. 1. Seneca, 4 BCE, 65 CE, a wealthy statesman and tutor to Emperor Nero, who wrote extensively on applying Stoic principles to daily life. 2. Epictetus, 50, 135 CE, a former slave who became a respected teacher, known for his practical approach to Stoicism. And 3. Marcus Aurelius, 121–135 CE, a philosopher and emperor who wrote Meditations, a collection of personal reflections and philosophical musings. 180 CE, the philosopher-emperor whose personal journal Meditations offers profound insights into Stoic thought. When dealing with difficult people, these Stoic thinkers offered consistent advice. Seneca wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." Epictetus taught, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger." Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Be tolerant of others and strict with yourself." But how did ordinary Romans apply these lofty principles in their daily lives? Let's find out by meeting our first character, Lucius, a shopkeeper in the bustling port city of Ostia. Character 1. Lucius, the Roman shopkeeper. Lucius wakes before dawn as the first rays of sunlight paint the sky over Ostia's harbor. At 35, he's been running his small shop, selling everyday goods like oil, wine, bread, and vegetables to the residents of this busy port city for over a decade. As he opens his shop, located on a narrow street just off the main square, Lucius takes a moment to reflect on the day ahead. He knows he'll encounter all sorts of customers today, some pleasant, some difficult, but he's prepared. Every morning he reads a passage from Epictetus's Enchiridion, a popular summary of Stoic teachings. Today's passage reads, "Remember that it is not he who gives abuse or blows who insults, but the view we take of these things as insulting. When therefore anyone provokes you, be assured that it is your own opinion which provokes you." By midday, Lucius has dealt with several difficult customers. 1. A group of rowdy sailors who tried to haggle aggressively over a bulk wine purchase. Lucius calmly explained his pricing and even offered a slight discount for the large order, maintaining his composure. 2. A wealthy matron accused him of shortchanging her. Lucius patiently reviewed the transaction, even offering to count the money again in front of her, diffusing the situation with his calm demeanor. 3. A local bureaucrat demanded preferential treatment, threatening to cause trouble if he wasn't served special treatment. Lucius politely but firmly insisted on treating all customers equally, reminding the official of the Roman imperial laws against abuse of power. In each case, Lucius applied Stoic principles. 1. He focused on what was within his control, his reactions and behavior, rather than what wasn't, the actions of others. 2. He remembered that virtue, wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control were more important than temporary discomfort or financial gain. 3. He viewed each difficult interaction as an opportunity to practice and improve his character. As the sun reached its peak, Lucius took a brief break to enjoy a simple lunch of bread, cheese, and olives. He reflected on his morning, feeling satisfied not because all his interactions went smoothly, but because he maintained his principles and peace of mind. He picked up his worn copy of Letters from a Stoic by Seneca and read, "You ask what the proper limit to a person's wealth is? First, having what is essential, and second, having what is enough." Lucius smiled, realizing that he was indeed wealthy by this definition. He had enough to live comfortably, and more importantly, he had developed the inner resources to face life's challenges with equanimity. As he prepared to open his shop again for the afternoon crowd, Lucius felt ready for whatever came his way. He knew that by applying Stoic principles, he could navigate the challenges of dealing with selfish people without losing his integrity or peace of mind. In the next segment, we'll see how these same principles play out in the life of someone from a very different social class, Valeria, a wealthy Roman matron. But before we do, let's recap what we've learned from Lucius. 1. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions, but changing our perspective on external events. 2. By focusing on our thoughts and actions rather than others' behavior, we can maintain our peace of mind even in difficult situations. 3. Each challenging interaction allows us to practice virtue and improve our character. 4. True wealth lies not in material possessions, but in cultivating inner resources to handle life's challenges. Stay tuned as we continue our journey through Roman society, exploring how Stoicism can help us deal with selfish people from all walks of life. Character 2, Valeria, a wealthy Roman matron. As the first light of dawn filters through the silk curtains of her luxurious villa on Palatine Hill, Valeria Lutilla, a 40-year-old Roman matron of senatorial rank, begins her day. Born into wealth and married to an even wealthier senator, Valeria's life is one of privilege, but also of complex social obligations and personal challenges. Valeria's morning ritual begins with a quiet moment of reflection, a practice she adopted after discovering the writings of Musonius Rufus, a Stoic philosopher known for his progressive views on women's education. She reads from her personal collection of his lectures. Not men alone, but women too, have a natural inclination toward virtue and the capacity for acquiring it. By midday, Valeria prepares for one of her most challenging social obligations, hosting a luncheon for the wives of other prominent senators. While ostensibly friendly, such gatherings are often hotbeds of gossip, competition, and veiled insults. Valeria's luncheon displays wealth and taste that would astonish even upper-middle-class Romans. The dining room is adorned with frescoes and mosaics worth thousands of denarii. The table settings include silver plates and cups. A set of 100 pieces might cost around 4,000 denarii, and the menu features exotic dishes like peacock tongues and flamingo brains, each costing hundreds of denarii. As the guests arrive, Valeria greets each with genuine warmth, reminding herself of Marcus Aurelius's advice. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. During the luncheon, Valeria faces several challenges. One, Livia, known for her sharp tongue, makes a snide remark about the quality of Valeria's silk curtains, worth around 4,000 denarii. Instead of responding defensively, Valeria thanks Livia for her keen eye and asks for her opinion on redecorating, turning a potential conflict into a constructive conversation. Second, Claudia boasts about her husband's recent political victory, implying that Valeria's husband is less successful. Remembering Seneca's words, "All cruelty springs from weakness," Valeria responds with genuine congratulations, refusing to engage in this unspoken competition. Third, Octavia attempts to pry into a personal matter involving Valeria's sister, clearly fishing for gossip. Valeria deftly changes the subject, protecting her sister's privacy while maintaining social grace. Valeria maintains her composure throughout these interactions by focusing on what she can control, her thoughts and actions, rather than trying to manage others' behavior. She sees each challenging interaction as an opportunity to practice virtue and strengthen her character. After the luncheon, Valeria takes a moment to center herself before her next engagement, a visit to the public baths. Though she could easily afford a private bathhouse, Valeria believes in participating in public life, another principle she adopted from Stoic philosophy. Valeria encounters women from various social classes at the baths, where she only has to pay 1 denarius to enter, a small sum for her, but a day's wage for many Romans. She overhears some unflattering gossip about herself, likely spread by one of her luncheon guests. In the past, such talk would have upset her greatly. Now she recalls Epictetus's teaching. If you hear that someone is ill of you, instead of trying to defend yourself, say, "He obviously does not know me very well, since there are so many other faults he could have mentioned." With this humorous and humble perspective, Valeria is able to let go of her concern about others' opinions and enjoy the relaxation of the baths. As evening falls and Valeria prepares for a dinner party at her home, where a single elaborate meal might cost upwards of 100,000 sestertii, she reflects on her day. She realizes that by applying Stoic principles, she's been able to navigate complex social situations with grace, maintain her integrity in the face of selfish behavior, and find tranquility amidst the pressures of her high society life. Valeria's story demonstrates that Stoicism isn't about renouncing wealth or social status, but about finding inner peace and living virtuously, regardless of external circumstances. Whether dealing with household matters, social rivalries, or public gossip, Valeria shows how Stoic principles can be applied to deal with selfish behavior, even in the highest echelons of society. Character 3, Marcus, the Roman senator. As the sun rises over the 7 hills of Rome, Marcus Aurelius Quintus, a 45-year-old senator, prepares for another day in the Roman Senate. Despite his high status, Marcus faces numerous challenges, particularly in dealing with selfish and ambitious colleagues who often prioritize personal gain over the welfare of the Republic. Marcus begins his day by reading from his personal journal, inspired by the meditations of Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Not a relative. Today's entry reads, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and I have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own." With these words in mind, Marcus dons his senatorial toga, which costs around 4,000 denarii, a sum that a common laborer would take years to earn. He is acutely aware of the privilege his position brings, and with it, the responsibility to serve the public good. As Marcus enters the Senate, he is immediately confronted by Gaius Septimius Bassus, a notoriously selfish and corrupt senator. Bassus is pushing for a new tax law that would benefit wealthy landowners like himself while burdening the common people. "Marcus, my friend," Bassus says with an oily smile, "I trust I can count on your support for the new tax proposal. It would be mutually beneficial." In the past, such blatant self-interest might have angered Marcus. But now, remembering his morning reflection, he sees Bassus not as an enemy, but as a misguided individual who can't tell good from evil. "Gaius," Marcus replies calmly, "I appreciate your confidence in me. However, I believe our duty is to serve all Roman citizens, not just the wealthy. Perhaps we could discuss how to modify the proposal to benefit a broader range of people." Bassus scowls, but Marcus remains unperturbed. He knows that maintaining his principles without resorting to anger or insults makes him more likely to influence others positively. Throughout the day, Marcus faces several more challenges. 1. A group of senators attempts to bribe him with a gift of rare Falernian wine, valued at 30 denarii per sextarius, about 0.5 liters, to support their proposal for a new aqueduct that would primarily serve their estates. 2. A rival to the modern Valeria navigating social media. In today's digital age, the social pressures Valeria faced have been amplified through social media. Consider Emma, a marketing executive who, like Valeria, feels the pressure to maintain a certain image. Emma's Instagram feed is filled with acquaintances showing off expensive vacations, designer clothes, and seemingly perfect lives. She feels the need to compete and prove her worth through similar posts. But remembering Seneca's words, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality," Emma takes a step back. She realizes that these curated images don't represent real life, just as Valeria's lavish dinner parties didn't represent the everyday reality of ancient Rome. Instead of getting caught up in this digital keeping up with the Joneses, Emma decides to limit her social media use and focus on real-world relationships and experiences that bring her genuine satisfaction. When a colleague posts a subtly boastful comment about one of Emma's work achievements, attempting to take partial credit, Emma resists the urge to respond defensively. Instead, she thanks the colleague for their contribution to the project, demonstrating grace and teamwork rather than engaging in a petty online squabble. 3. The modern Marcus, workplace politics. John, a middle manager at a large corporation, faces challenges similar to those Marcus encountered. He must navigate office politics, deal with selfish colleagues, and maintain his integrity in a competitive environment. During a team meeting, a coworker tries to take credit for John's idea. Rather than interrupting or showing visible anger, John remembers Epictetus. "You are not your body and hairstyle, but your capacity for choosing well. If your choices are beautiful, so too will you be." He calmly acknowledges his co-worker's contribution while clearly restating his original idea. By choosing to respond with grace rather than anger, John maintains his professional reputation and sets a positive example for his team. Later, John is pressured by his supervisor to fudge some numbers in a report to make the department look better. Like Marcus refusing to support corrupt legislation, John must stand firm in his principles. He respectfully but firmly explains why he can't comply, offering to work on strategies to improve the department's performance. 4. the Stoic approach to modern technology. Our Roman friends didn't have to deal with constant pings from smartphones or the endless scrolling of social media feeds. These modern inventions can amplify selfish behavior and make it harder to maintain composure. Let's consider how a Stoic might approach these challenges. Constant connectivity. Just as Marcus chose which social engagements to attend, we can decide when to be online. Setting boundaries around device use is a modern application of Stoic self-discipline. Information overload. With news and opinions constantly at our fingertips, it's easy to become overwhelmed. A Stoic approach would involve carefully choosing our sources of information and remembering Epictetus's advice. Don't just say you've read books. Show that through them, you've learned to think better. Online arguments. Social media can be a breeding ground for conflict. Before engaging in an online debate, we might ask ourselves, as Marcus Aurelius did, is this essential? Often, the Stoic choice is to disengage from unproductive arguments. FOMO. Fear of missing out. The fear of missing out on events or opportunities can drive us to overcommit or make choices that don't align with our values. A Stoic would remind us to focus on what truly matters, not fleeting experiences or possessions. 5. Stoicism and modern self-care. In our fast-paced world, self-care has become a popular concept. Interestingly, many modern self-care practices align closely with Stoic principles, mindfulness and meditation. The Stoic practice of daily reflection is similar to modern mindfulness techniques. Both involve stepping back from our immediate reactions to gain a broader perspective. Gratitude practices. Seneca advised, "Count your years and you will be ashamed to desire or indulge in the same things as you did as a youth." This aligns with modern gratitude practices that encourage us to appreciate what we have rather than always wanting more. Journaling. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations was essentially a personal journal. Today, many people find similar benefits in journaling as a way to process thoughts and emotions. In conclusion, while the specifics of our daily challenges may have changed since ancient Rome, the fundamentals of human nature and the wisdom of Stoicism remain remarkably relevant. By applying Stoic principles to our modern lives, we can navigate the complexities of the digital age with the same grace and resilience that Lucius, Valeria, and Marcus demonstrated in their time. Whether we're dealing with demanding customers, navigating social media pressures, managing office politics, or simply trying to maintain peace of mind in a chaotic world, the Stoic approach offers timeless strategies for keeping our integrity, focusing on what truly matters, and finding contentment regardless of external circumstances. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In our modern world, full of distractions and driven by instant gratification, this ancient wisdom may be more valuable than ever. As we conclude our journey through time, from the bustling streets of ancient Rome to the digital landscape of the 21st century, we've seen how the Stoic approach to dealing with selfish people has remained remarkably relevant and powerful. Let's recap what we've learned so far. 1. From Lucius the shopkeeper, we discovered the importance of maintaining composure when dealing with difficult customers. His ability to stay calm and focus on what he could control, his actions and reactions, remains just as valuable for today's retail workers as it was in ancient Rome. 2nd, Valeria, the wealthy matron, showed us how to navigate social pressures and maintain integrity in a world obsessed with status. Her lessons on finding true fulfillment through virtue rather than external validation are particularly poignant in our age of social media and constant comparison. 3. Marcus the senator demonstrated how to uphold our principles in the face of corruption and self-interest, a skill just as crucial in modern boardrooms as it was in the Roman Senate. His example reminds us that true leadership is about serving others, not ourselves. 4. In our modern context, we've seen how these ancient principles can help us navigate the complexities of digital communication, workplace politics, and the constant barrage of information and stimuli that characterize our contemporary world. However, perhaps the most striking aspect of our journey is how little human nature has changed over the centuries. The selfish merchant trying to undercut Lucius's prices isn't so different from the pushy customer demanding special treatment at a coffee shop. Valeria's social climbers bear a striking resemblance to today's Instagram influencers, and Marcus's corrupt fellow senators could easily be transplanted into a modern political scandal. This consistency in human behavior is precisely why Stoic philosophy remains so relevant. Thank you for watching our video. If you find this video valuable and meaningful, please share it with your friends and relatives. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos from our channel in the future.